She said, "You're not really my type," and thought I'd chase her after catching her with her ex. 10 days later, she came back crying, but I was already at peace without her. I'm 34, and until recently, I thought I was in a stable, serious relationship. My girlfriend and I had been together for just over a year. It wasn't perfect every day, but it felt real. We had a routine. We texted good morning, had coffee together on weekends, talked about maybe moving in one day. We laughed together, watched shows, cooked dinner at my place. I really thought we were building something that could last. But one random Thursday changed everything. I was on my way to a small cafe across town, not the one we usually went to. I just wanted a quiet spot to grab a coffee before heading back to work. As I pulled into the parking lot, my eyes caught someone sitting outside on the patio. It was her. She was sitting at a table, leaning in with a big smile on her face. At first, I thought maybe it was just a friend or a cousin. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. But then I saw him holding her hand across the table. His face looked familiar, and that's when my heart sank. It was her ex. The one she said was completely out of her life. The one she told me she didn't even speak to anymore. I didn't do anything right then. I just sat in my car and watched for a few minutes. I felt like the wind had been knocked out of me. I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but I couldn't deny it. The way she looked at him, the way he leaned in like they were still together, it said everything. I waited until they finished and walked away together, laughing like nothing else in the world mattered. I didn't make a scene. I didn't storm in or yell. I drove away quietly. Later that evening, I texted her casually, just asking where she'd been that afternoon. She replied, "Just ran a few errands." Why? That was all. No mention of seeing anyone. No mention of being across town. No hint of truth. She lied so easily. That night, I sat down with her and told her calmly that I saw her. I told her I was at the same cafe, that I saw her with her ex. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just wanted to hear what she had to say. But she didn't even look shocked. She didn't panic or try to explain. She just looked at me like she was bored and said one sentence I'll never forget. "Let's be honest, you're not really my type." Those words hit hard. I didn't know what she expected me to do in that moment. Maybe she wanted me to argue, to beg her to stay, to make a scene. But I didn't do any of that. I just sat there, quiet, still, letting her words echo in the silence between us. I finally asked her, "Then why have you been with me at all?" She didn't answer. She just looked away. And in that silence, I understood everything. She wasn't sorry. She didn't want to fix it. She was just waiting for me to end it so she wouldn't have to. I stood up, grabbed my jacket, and said something simple. "If he's your type, then go be with him." And I left. I didn't text her after that. I didn't call. I unfollowed her on everything, deleted her pictures from my phone, and focused on my own life. The days that followed were quiet, but that quiet didn't feel empty. Felt peaceful, like I could breathe again after being in a room that was slowly filling with smoke. Sure, there was pain, but it was honest pain, and that felt better than staying in a fake relationship that was slowly breaking me down. I thought she'd move on. I honestly did. She chose her ex after all. I half expected to see a picture of them on her social media with some cheesy caption like, "Sometimes love deserves a second chance." But there was nothing, just silence. And even though I didn't miss her the way you might think, I still thought about her. You can't spend over a year with someone and just delete those memories overnight. But thinking about her wasn't about missing her. It was about realizing how wrong I'd been. The same woman who once cried in my arms about how toxic her ex was had now gone back to him like nothing had happened. 10 days later, it was late at night. I was out watching a game with a couple friends. Around 12:30 a.m., my phone buzzed. Her name lit up on the screen. I stared at it for a moment, not sure what to do. Part of me wanted to ignore it, but curiosity got the better of me. I answered. She was crying. At first, I couldn't even understand what she was saying. She was talking so fast, sobbing, her voice shaky. I just sat there and let her speak. Slowly, I started to piece it together. She said her ex hadn't changed at all, that he told her he missed her, wanted to start over, promised he'd grown up and was ready for something real. But just days after getting back with him, she caught him texting other women. When she confronted him, he laughed and said, "You're the one who came back. You don't get to make demands now." She whispered, "I made a mistake. I shouldn't have left you like that. I didn't mean what I said." Her voice was breaking. She sounded truly broken. But I still didn't say anything. I just let her talk. Then she asked, "Can we just talk? Please?" And that's when I asked her a simple question. "Did you mean it when you said I wasn't your type?" There was silence. She tried to say it was anger, that she didn't mean it that way, that she was just confused. But I didn't argue. I didn't try to prove anything. I just told her the truth. "You made your choice. You went back to the person who hurt you, and he did it again. That's not on me." She said she wanted to fix things, that she'd do anything. I told her I needed time, not because I planned to take her back, but because I didn't want to say something I'd regret. The truth was, her words had already done the damage. It wasn't just about her ex. It was about what she revealed that day. The way she looked me in the eye and said I wasn't her type, that wasn't a heat-of-the-moment thing. That was something she believed deep down. I didn't respond to her texts in the days that followed. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I had nothing left to say. Then something surprising happened. Her mother called me. I didn't even know she still had my number. She spoke kindly, but I could tell she was nervous. She said her daughter had told her everything. The ex, the mistake, the words she said to me. She told me her daughter was hurting, that she wasn't calling on her behalf as a partner, but as a mother. "Please," she said, "just consider talking to her again." I let her speak, but when she finished, I told her the truth. "Ma'am, I'm not angry anymore, but some things can't be undone." She paused, then said, "We all say things we don't mean." "Sure," I replied, "but we don't all cheat with our ex and tell the person who cared about us that they were never our type." There was a quiet pause. Then she said, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called." And that was it. She hung up. That phone call told me everything I needed to know. Even her own mother knew just how badly she had messed up. You don't call your daughter's ex unless you know she threw away something real. Regret doesn't show up when you're making the wrong choice. It shows up when the consequences finally hit. When the person you thought would always be there is no longer picking up the phone. When you realize that the bridge you burned doesn't lead you home anymore. I didn't take her back. I didn't meet her to talk. I didn't reply to the long messages that followed that call. I let it end. Not with hate, but with clarity, with self-respect. I wish her well. I hope she finds whatever she's looking for. Healing, maturity, peace. But as for me, I've moved on. Quietly, without drama. Because some doors, once closed, should stay closed. Not out of anger, but out of love for yourself. If you related to this story, don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more powerful real-life moments.